Shalom.
It's the brother from GMS, New Orleans, coming at you with a quick hit. Before we get started, we'll give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And I had a little quick one I wanted to go into about, how we not press say so about the things that we see these people obtain on this side. Meaning they riches. You might see, people making it, getting money, cars, houses, fame, the things which are temporal according to the scriptures. Because we know that all that's eventually about to come to an end. Which you can start me with that.
Okay.
That's a rock.
All right, we'll go to Ecclesiastes chapter 11.
Salaki. But we focus on the things which is going to secure our spot for us to get saved. You get it.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, because we don't have much longer. So your priorities got to be in order. If you got 1 foot in the truth, 1 foot in the world, because secretly you mad that your career ain't take off, or you mad you couldn't make it to the league, or you trying to get that new mixtape to pop off, you're not in the truth. You're not fully into the truth until all your eggs in one basket. Plan A is the kingdom of heaven. Plan B is to finish plan A. That's it.
Which I was just saying, brother. I had a whole about that. But that's for another, you got it?
Yes.
Bring that up.
Ecclesiastes, Sirach chapter 11 and verse 20. 19?
Wait, 20. Yeah,
20.
Right.
All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 20 said, "Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy works."
That point, focusing on what's gonna help us obtain salvation, which is the scriptures. Go ahead.
Verse 21 said, "Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord, and abide in thy labors, for in it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord, on the sudden to make a poor man rich."
Which we see this, brother. Like, it's people do all these things to obtain these things, and in an instant could lose it all.
Yeah.
Which that's not gonna happen when we receive these incorruptible, receive our incorruptible crowns.
Yeah.
All right, verse 22 said, "The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing flourish."
Backing up that point. The things now it holds no value. Zero value to, it's not worthy to be compared to the things that we shall receive. What you was holding?
I got I'm gonna just bring this out for you. This 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse. I'll start at 16. It says, "For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory."
So, us not having all the riches in the world is but for a moment. All these things is momentary. Like,
all of our suffering, everything we're going through, all of our wanting, our lacks, things that we desire for, is just for a moment. There's going to come a point where we have everything we ever could have asked for and more. It says, "While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal."
What you said in Matthew, if you could get it, where it said, something slacking.
I can get this one in Matthew for you.
What did
The way of treasures.
Kind. I think that's it. Go ahead.
All right, this Matthew chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 19.
That's it.
This Yahushua speaking. This in red letters. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal." Right, because that's what the Egyptians do. That was an Egyptian custom. The Pharaoh would try to be buried with all his gold, You know, even as women, you know, you put her to death, she coming to hell with me. Like, madness, man. You can't take these things with you because thieves break in and steal. Look at the so-called white man. He goes into the tombs, he goes into the pyramids, and he just robs any sort of so-called emperor, pharaoh. He just robbed them, man.
So anything you left behind, they just gonna go take it. You can't. It's not with you.
It's not with you.
You gone, and it's still right there.
Yeah. But there's truth. You know, it tells you in Revelation that our works follow us. Esau can't steal your works. Esau can't take your faith. He can't undo you being a brother. These are things that are, what was going to say?
Yeah, I was finna say it's about to say it.
Yeah. It says, but lay up, verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
So the things which we looking forward to cannot be tampered with. It can't be taken. It can't be stolen. It's slated for us forever, as it says in Daniel.
That's the spirit. That was good enough.
That's it. You know, just why the Lord said, you know, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else shall be given unto you. So that's what we got to be. We got to be spiritual. You know, whatever we are facing right now, the reputation, the possession, or everything that we have right now, it's only temporary. The Lord's got a whole nother plan for us. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness.
Because we know, us knowing that all this, reading the scriptures, knowing that this is not. It says the fashion of this world passes away. So why would we be trying to get anywhere in this on this side?
Yeah, why would you buy a bunch of furniture to put in a burning house? You see the flames, you know, you coughing from the smoke, you know the house is being destroyed, but then you buy a bunch of furniture. You go to Rooms to Go, you get a credit card, you know, you get put it on credit. Okay, I want this type of sofa. I want a big flat screen TV, and then you have them haul it all in, a giant. A truck, you got the workers, they coming in, you hold this side of the TV, I got this, you bringing it up the stairs, and the house on fire, man. That's what Jake is doing, trying to be somebody in a world that the Lord is clearly showing you that he's destroying. He's actively destroying America right before your eyes.
And ultimately, you ain't gonna make it with the stuff in there anyway. Bro, if you bringing furniture and things you trying to, you know, bring it to a burning house, soon as you walk past you burnt.
It's burnt, yeah.
So,
yeah, you burnt and it's burnt. Like, what you doing? Matter of fact, let me get this for you. This is 2 Peter chapter 3.
You got something?
Yeah, I got something.
And
we'll break it up.
I'm going to start at 12. It says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
You want to speak on it.
Yeah, we want a new heaven. We want a new rulership, a new kingdom. All right? This earth is defiled. The air is polluted. The water is polluted. We want an everlasting kingdom that's not going to perish.
Which is why I say, arise and depart. This is not a rest.
Yes,
for it's polluted.
Yeah.
The place will destroy you.
You got more?
I want to read verse 10. It says, but the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. All right, those nuclear missiles. It says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are in shall be burnt up.
So you and all your belongings that you trying to earn, it's going to be burnt up.
We're not taking none of this with us in the kingdom. Not even these bodies.
That's it.
There's nothing that we're bringing on a chariot. So
you can't take your own body. Why would you be trying to?
That's it.
It just makes no sense. You got something else?
That's it.
Very simple. Okay, 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15.
All
right. All right, 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15 said, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
You got it.
Okay, but anyway, just like I said, the Lord said, love not the world. What world? You know what? This age, this eon, you know what I'm saying? This rulership. This is constantly fading away. You know, if you love it here, you're getting ready to die here. There's nothing going to be left here. You know, the Lord already said there would be no inhabitant left here. Why you are trying to stay here? Why are you trying to accomplish something here? This place is getting ready to be totally destroyed. It says here in verse 16, said, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. So if you of the world, you're going to be totally destroyed with this play. You know what I'm saying? That do thy will spirit, you know what I'm saying? Constantly being prideful, you know, covetous, you know, doing all sorts of wickedness and iniquity, you know, abomination against Yahweh by Shema. This place is slowly, it's on the downfall. This place is falling and cannot get back up again. So why you want to be a part of this? Sinful, you know, this is not your rest. Verse 17, it said, 1 John chapter 2 and verse 17, it says, and the world passes away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Almighty abideth forever. So that's plain and simple, you know. So, you know, the Lord's word is, you know, it's going to be here forever. But one thing about this world is going to pass away. You know what I'm saying? This earth age, this age, you know what I'm saying? But we know that the earth is going to abide forever. But one thing about it is that we seeing that right now, the Lord is constantly changing the vibration. We're seeing that things is constantly changing. Why is you holding on to something that's getting ready to pass away? You got it, man.
Which is why I bring up the point from the jump. Which is why it says in 1 Corinthians 15, be always abounding in the works of the Lord, be unmovable, knowing that our works is not in vain, bro.
That's it.
So this is what we focus on, not the riches and the things, you know, people obtaining. Marvel not at the work of the sinner,
Yeah.
because they gonna be burned with the things that they obtain.
That's it.
It says in Hebrews that the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your labor of love. All right, the so-called white man, he's extremely unrighteous. You could put in 20 years at a company, 30 years, he'll just fire you without warning. All right, give you a watch, if that.
They already barely paying you.
Yeah,
Like,
the Most High is gonna pay you infinitely, man. You're gonna earn. You're gonna pay way more than what you're gonna be paid way more than what you've earned. Whereas the so-called white man is the opposite. He'll slave you and then pay you $14 an hour, man. You're giving this man your soul.
brother, the Lord gonna pay us and give us our back pay.
Yeah,
For all the things they put us through, we gotta get that back.
yeah.
So it's like, why focus on these things? Like, when it's so much we gonna obtain, bro.
Yeah, and we're gonna have it forever.
Con.
As the brother will open up with, everything here is temporal. The things that we see are very temporary. But it says this about the kingdom. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Come on now.
That's it.
Forever, brother.
Forever, ever.
We're not gonna worry about the things that we gonna have for a moment if we promise things that's gonna last forever.
That's common sense.
Like, I'm not even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Why? That's all you had?
That's it.
Is it?
I got one more right here.
Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 36, straight to the point, said, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Almighty, ye might receive the promise. Verse 37, for yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. So that's exactly what we're waiting on, you know. So rejoice ye heaven. The Lord's getting ready to bring forth the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. That's what we're longing for. This is not our rest. You know, so don't hold on to the ill-gotten goods, you know, because they're not going to profit thee in the day of the Lord. You got it, man.
If that was it, you ain't nothing else? So, hopefully this quick hit was edifying. Before we get out of here, we're going to give all glory, honors, and praise unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, citations to the hopeful elect. Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.